Alright, what's up guys? This is SonicSol here. I know I've been uploading some variety recently on the channel. Please support that as well. But obviously, you know, I'm into the fighting game shit too. I want to talk about this. DNF Duel. It's been about 8-9 months now, okay? And I'm going to be real honest with you. This game has been through a lot of shit within those 8 and 9 months. And I'm very surprised as to where it is right now. It is not in a very great condition, but it's not in a condition where it can't be salvaged. And I kind of wanted to talk about some of the problems that this game has and kind of like list it down in this little notepad here. I have another video that I made a while back talking about why DNF is failing. I'm not going to go over those problems. I'm going to touch a little bit on it. But let's go ahead and talk about DNF Duel and what the current problems I think of the game are and how we can go about solving them. So the first thing I wanted to talk about was just the marketing. Before we even talk about the actual game itself, I think the marketing is the first thing. You know, we just recently got like a plethora of content that's on the way, but we still don't know a date as to when that stuff is coming out. But every other game, you know, like Strive, we know that Delilah Bedman ? Is coming out literally like in April 6th or something was the date. I don't necessarily remember, but it was definitely April being the month. We know Street Fighter 6 is coming out June 2nd. We know like all these big titles and all these big things that are coming out. We know the date for when they're dropping right away. And that's the thing about DNF, is that there is no transparency when it comes to things announced. No date, just a season or no info. That's like the biggest problem. The biggest problem is not understanding like when stuff is coming out for DNF, which is quite odd because there's actually a pass that's coming out for DFO. So I heard that there's actually a DFO pass. I think it's on the actual website. So if you go to DFO, they kind of have all this stuff and it's dated. Yeah, February 21st, grand update. There's like a couple things that are already listed here. They're literally like giving dates for all this stuff to come out. So it's kind of wild to me that like they're not doing the same treatment for like DNF. But generally speaking, I'm just pointing it out that they give dates for a lot of this stuff. The main game, DFO. Let's see, Air Pass Season 3, March 7th to May 2nd. You know, it's just more transparent. And I think it's quite sad that this game doesn't get that same treatment. I could, again, go on and on about that, but that's the first thing. Now let's talk about the actual game itself. There are some things about the game after a long time of playing it that I have issues with. I'm going to tell you right now, I have about maybe 1,000 or so hours in the game, both from PS4 and PC combined. I have over 4,000 to 5,000 matches total if we could put PS4 on top of that. And I've also played during the beta, all throughout the beta, all 72 hours when both betas dropped. So I've been playing this game for quite some fucking time. And I can tell you that there are quite a bit of problems with this game that I don't like. Quality of life wise, I think the first biggest thing I don't like is no information on opponents' connection quality, ping, jitter, etc. I think this is a big problem. There's two options in the ranked match mode. So if you go to the ranked match mode and you set matchmaking settings, you can make it to where it has either to accept the match or to approve on pop-up. So I normally just put approve automatically because it doesn't matter what the option is. If I put it on approve on pop-up and then I go to try to find a match, it doesn't give me any information as to the quality of the connection, the type of the connection. You know, it doesn't give me any of that. It doesn't give me like if the person's on Wi-Fi, if the person's 300 ping, what type of rollback frames I'm dealing with. It don't give me nothing. And if I hit yes and I go to play, right, I'm gonna fight somebody and it's gonna be from Korea. The pop-up also doesn't even have a noise to let me know that the person like is paired up with me. I think that's a big factor. So now I'm fighting this dude from Korea. It's gonna be like over 300 fucking ping, 10 frame rollback, 200 ping, and it's gonna be terrible. Watch. Nice. Bro. Okay. Alright. Okay. Alright. Okay. I'm sorry I got a one and done you. I don't mean to be rude like that. There was a little bit of rollback there. You probably couldn't tell it because I was washing. But the point is, they don't give me any information as to location, connection quality, type, ping, jitter. You just get what you get, right? And if I go here to matchmaking settings, I can set it to any different like server, but all these other servers are not populated unless you're like Japan, Korea, or North America. Every other region is just not there. I mean, there's Oceania and like Europe, but it don't matter. It don't matter. So yeah, like it really just doesn't matter what these settings are. You just put it in an ARAD continent, any rank, approve automatically, and that's how you're gonna get the most amount of matches. Because honestly, you're not going to get any other type of matches that are going to be decent quality. So that's like the first thing that I don't like about this game that they need to fix. Is they need me to actually see like connection type, quality, etc. Right? That's a big problem. The next problem I have with gameplay and UX, player matches, I like this in the sense that you can make your own room and everything. And that multiple people could play in the same lobby. It's similar to like Grand Blue. But the issue I have with the player matches is there's no casual match, right? Like, a lot of people are coming back to the game because they heard of the season pass that came out. So, naturally speaking, everybody wants to play with their friends, right? But clearly, there's issues where, like, you try to search for a room, nothing pops up because either no one's playing or the rooms are all locked or like all glitched out. Other things that play into a factor of this is like sometimes you'll make a lobby, someone will join your lobby, and then they won't see you. Like the lobbies are just all messed up. But it doesn't mean that people don't play the lobbies, it's just that there's not many. So most people just go to rank instead, where they literally just get paired up with God knows who. So I think the other issue is that there is no casual match. There's no casual match whatsoever, no casual match queue for, you know, people that don't want to focus on rank. They need to put a casual match in for new players to come back into the game without getting curb stomped on. Because that's usually what happens too, is I'll fight a lot of bronze to Terra Knight players and they literally just like get curb stomped to death. I think another thing too about this game that I don't like quality of life wise would be things like the practice mode. When you go to training mode offers quite a bit of things for you to do. Where in the world is there an ability for me to adjust my white life? Because I can adjust my white life based on how much health I have, right? So you see I put it to 100 full on meter and full health, but as I lower it, you know, my mana increases, right? And so does my white life. I could turn this off, this initial white life damage. I could turn it off, but for me to set up the white life to a very specific amount while still having this, like, let's say 110 meter, I would need to like have the dummy hit me so I get a little bit of white life, and even then it auto recovers. So I wish there was an option where you could set how much white life you have, so that way you don't end up doing unrealistic things, like you somehow get all your meter back after using all of your mana to test something. Like, I don't like that. They should let you set how much white life you have, because that's a factor, right? The amount of white life determines what type of block strings you're capable of doing to your opponent before using conversion. Or it depends on other things too, like what if there's a situation in a setup and you want to still use conversion? It makes it so that way it's harder to lab those type of things. That's more of a nuanced thing, but I really do think that that's one of the problems with training mode, is training mode doesn't let you adjust white life value. With the action record and the reversal recording, right? You cannot set the reversal recording to random. So I could have them do like 2 different things, but I can only set one of those reversal options. Whereas other games like Street Fighter V lets you set multiple reversal options and have it so where those reversal options are all randomized. They only do that for recording, for like actual like action recording, where they let you have a random set value, but they don't let you do this for the reversal action. And I think that's a problem. That's another issue that needs to be addressed with training mode, is training mode doesn't let you have random reversal options set. Only one at a time. Another problem with training mode too, honestly, there's no frame data that's really given to you. Mostly everything in the game is negative, save for a few moves. The only thing they do give you, you know, they give you the display for opponent stats if they're CPU. They give you all these other informations like damage, combo damage, highest combo damage, and the unconscious like status, time until recovery. Like the time until they get to recover out of a combo is shown on the bottom. So if I hit them and I do a combo, right, it'll show you how much time, like right there. You see on the bottom, it shows how much time that the opponent is left like knocked down before you can attack again. Which I think is a decent thing to know, especially for a game like this where combos are very much like an active part of the game. But they don't have frame data. They don't tell you if anything's plus or minus, or like they don't go over certain things that may have a multitude of unconscious frames, right? That's not even displayable or even shown. So I feel like they need to add more information. They need to add like frame data. In terms of the replay gallery, I feel like replays are also not very good. So like I can't play these replays anymore, so because they're obviously not like of the same version. But basically, if you go to a replay and you try to play the recent match of your like replay, you can't rewind. You have to start the whole match over if you want to watch the replay again, which I think is completely stupid. I feel like they should allow you to go in between rounds instead of just going from round 1 to round 2 and not being able to go back, not being able to rewind in the same round. I think it's important to a lot of people that are trying to like improve and just have faster quality of life. These things are like super important because then you can rewind. You can still go frame by frame, which is good, but you can't rewind a replay. You have to let the whole replay rock before you can even watch it again. I think the last thing is the actual gameplay. Currently, right now, in terms of the gameplay, the main thing that I have a problem with, if we were to really go into it, is the fact that some of these characters are just balls to the walls insane. I think characters like Crusader definitely need to get toned the fuck down. Like the fact that the guard crush or the guard break can happen very easily with Crusader to a point now where it's just always gonna be a thing is a big problem. Same thing with Berserker. Berserker is another character where you cannot do anything about him guard breaking you. Yeah, you could argue and chalk it up to be like, well, that's part of the game. Everybody guard breaks, right? Doesn't your character guard break too? Like, doesn't Striker just do that constantly? You're just complaining and bitching. But the thing is with Striker is that none of her options where she wants to guard break you are things where you cannot interact with her. You can roll 1-inch punch. You can roll the DP in the air Tatsu. You can get out of a lot of these situations or even DP her. You can DP her if she does DP into 1-inch punch. You could DP her if she does DP into jump MS. She can't immediately guard break you. Whereas other characters can guard break you and there's nothing you can do about it. Berserker can convert at all the time due to his character specialty of being able to always get gray life, which is a big issue. Crusader's routes and combos are better now because he could just convert and get all the mana back as he's comboing you. So I think that's a big factor into how he gets to set up Apocalypse and just guard break you for free. That's a big problem. I really do think that they gotta tone down some of the characters in the game that are just super oppressive. That all buff patch really didn't do justice for a lot of people that really cared about the game. It only helped out players who wanted to come back to the game to try it out and then leave afterwards. So that's the issue. That's one of the main issues. The balancing of the game. They need to hit characters like Crusader and Berserker immediately. It's all messed up when it comes to the top tiers, whereas everyone else is kind of stratified, like homogenized, which I think they have a really good balance going. They just need to hit Crusader and Berserker, bro. They just need to hit those two characters out of everybody. And kind of like balance a few other things with characters. I heard that they are doing like a new system change with the cube. But we don't have enough info on it, and I want to get more info as to what the clear cube will do as time goes on. Those are like some of the main issues I have with DNF Duel that I hope that they fix. I'm praying that they work on these things. The marketing of the game needs to be definitely like top priority right now. Anyway, if you guys enjoyed this video, please let me know down below in the comments. What do you guys think? Do you think this is enough to make DNF at least stand on its own for a little bit longer? Or do you think that there's just some things that could really help out that I haven't listed? And if you think it's just a lost cause, you can let me know that too. And yeah, please be sure to subscribe to my channel and hit the notification bell so you know when I upload more videos like this. Anyway, y'all be easy. Peace.